Let us take you home to the right home at the right price. Welcome everyone to India's most credible real estate information show on television. I'm Anisha Natarajan and with me is my expert co-anchor, Sameer Jasuja, CEO and founder of Prop Equity. Today we are scanning property hotspots all across western parts of India, from Mumbai, Pune to Thane. If you've got a question or a project in mind, give us a call and we'll tell you whether you should put your hard-earned money behind that real estate or not. What's coming up on the show today? We'll begin with, is BKC or Bandra in Mumbai going to be the brand new address for a residential hotspot? What are the bottlenecks for it to get that address? Also, BMC, the premier civic agency of Mumbai, adopts social media to solve citizens' problems. We on the Property Show applaud this initiative and tell you how you can use it to resolve your civic issues. Also, we search out the top properties from Bandra to Andheri in a budget of 2 crore plus. Then we take you to Panvel in Navi Mumbai and get you budget homes in a budget of 50 lakh rupees. In Thane, the range is wide. You have affordable, truly affordable homes at 20 lakh rupees going up to premier homes at 75 lakh rupees. Pune, top project picks in just under 1 crore of rupees. Also today in our Citizens' Voice, fed up with the inaction from the authorities, citizens around Powai step up their awareness campaign to save their Powai lake. Will the authorities hear their SOS call or not? As always, let's begin with taking your questions. We've got Panvel, Dahisar, Andheri and Bandra lined up for you, and Rs.2 Crores is on the phone line with us. Rs., hi, welcome. Go ahead. How can we help you?
Hi, I am a middle class worker and I'm looking for a flat for an investment perspective. I have a budget of around 40 lakhs.
Okay.
So if you could, advise where I can, purchase.
All right. So you said actually 2 BHK in Panvel or Ghatkopar. Now, these are two different locations, but I do know that Ghatkopar is now actually priced out now, 40 lakhs. So probably Panvel, Sameer, is that the best location for him?
Absolutely. Ghatkopar is trading at a weighted average price of 14,500 rupees a square foot. So that will be way beyond anybody's budget to be able to buy a 2 BHK. Panvel is a good micro market. It's a dark horse investor driven market, but with the announcement of the new airport coming there is going to be a lot of buzz and activity around that micro market. Also, that Panvel has many large developers doing very large gated communities, integrated townships, which will make that area look very different from the other parts of Navi Mumbai or Mumbai. So it's going to be more organized as well. The weighted average price of the market is at 5,300, but you can manage to get projects way below that price as well. That's the good part, which makes it a very affordable destination and a futuristic one. Inventory overhang is a little on the higher side, primarily because of the fact that this has been an investor-led market and there are hardly any investors in the market right now. Price appreciation trends have accordingly now been quite flattish, and this area is appreciating by about 8.5% to 9% on an annualized basis. There are 3 projects that you can look at. One is Neil Galaxy by GG Corp at 5,000 rupees. This project is only 100 meters away from the proposed Karanjare railway station on the Panvel-Unail-Uran railway corridor. The developer has delivered about 5 odd projects, so he is a good local developer in Navi Mumbai. This is a 13-story structure with retail shops and podium parking. Then we have Platinum Pride by Platinum Group, a project well below the weighted average price of the market. There is a scope of appreciation here, with the developer having delivered about 3 projects in Navi Mumbai also. The project is located at Sector 4. It's 900 meters from the proposed NMMT bus depot, and which is in Sector 5, and 3 kilometers from the Panvel station. And lastly, we have Vinayak Darpan. This is one of the most experienced developers between the 3 by Adinath Group, having delivered about 8 projects. This project is about 4.2 kilometers from the proposed airport and 3.3 kilometers from the Panvel railway station. Construction here is already started. It's on the 5th slab. It's a very small project of 30 units only. It's a standalone building with S+6 stories. So not too many amenities that you can hope from any of these projects.
So, basically Amrish wanted an investment, Sameer, and Panvel 8.8%, not bad, I would say. I mean, it has been a huge investor-driven market for the last 1.5 years. Investors have pretty much disappeared, but it's kind of holding on to returns. Going forward, you think the market here will pick up with all the development, new airport plans, etc.?
I would like to believe that for a few reasons. I think the biggest boost has come because of the airport announcement.
Right.
And any area which gets an airport gets a complete infrastructure lift. There will be social infrastructure also soon coming by. The only joker in the pack, I would say, would be which will not make Panvel appreciate the way it should appreciate, is there is developers holding large land banks in form of 500-acre townships, and I would like to believe that they would like to monetize that opportunity at the highest possible price. But if they start launching project after project after project, as has happened in Noida, Greater Noida, then the market will not be able to see the kind of price appreciation that this area has been used to. Previously, this area used to appreciate between 12 to 15% on an annualized basis.
All right. Well, on one side, it's good to get more affordable homes, more supply in a particular market. But then, of course, if you're an investor, you have to be aware of that fact as well. Lots of supply also means not too much appreciation in prices. Those are the three options that you can go ahead with. Budget is 40 lakhs. Panvel is a market that we have been talking about. Ashok Mehta on the phone line with us. Mr. Mehta, hi. Welcome to the Property Show. Go ahead, sir, with your question.
Good evening. I'm Ashok Mehta from Pali Hill, Bandra, Bombay.
Right, sir.
Now, I am looking out for a flat of 3-bedroom, 3 BHK in Andheri, and range is between 2 to 3 crores. But what is the major confusion is the carpet area, built-up area, super built-up area, sellable area. I really don't understand what I should consider, because I'm being a technocrat, I don't understand what is super built up and all that.
Okay,
Which
fair
these
enough.
builders today ask for. So this is what my query is. I'm really whether do they cheat public, or is it something really it is honestly is there.
Well, Mr. Mehta, imagine if you're so confounded. Frankly, in the last 3 years, even though we know the definitions, we are never really clear in terms of what the developer is finally selling to you. Ideally, he should be selling you the carpet area, because those are your, probably also take the walls, because wall obviously comes within your house, but rest of it is fairly superfluous. But the it's been a normal practice to not charge on carpet area, but to charge on super built up area, or the super area, which includes all your public areas as well. Having said that, the real estate regulator is likely to come out this time. Samir, we are hearing that the bill is going to go in the winter session of the parliament, and we're going to get a go ahead on that bill. We are keeping our fingers crossed. So everyone will have to sell only on the carpet area.
Well, let me try and make Mr. Mehta's life a little bit simple here. First of all, the DCR rules are already applicable in Mumbai. And even if the regulator comes, the developer may be able to sell you anything that he wants on carpet area, and there may be some more transparency, but pretty much the developer decides what the super area of that is. So for example, if a developer is selling you a carpet area of 1,000 square feet, he may price that project accordingly, that the price on a super to carpet area may still not be very feasible for you. But making, as I promised, I'll make things simpler for you. Typically in Bombay, which has got the worst super to carpet area ratios, 90% of the projects still are working on a formula, even after the DCR rules have come out, on a 60-40%. That means that if you're getting 600 square feet carpet area, typically you'll end up paying for 1,000 square feet. You'll be lucky if you go in for new projects and you get a better super to carpet area ratio. For older projects, it will definitely be better. But you can, irrespective, now today in Mumbai, developers don't really care, and they will be happy to share the carpet area with you. Just add 40% to that and you'll derive to a super area figure, and pretty much all developers are going to sell you based on that formula. Coming to your specific query, we've got one project specifically on the carpet area for you, and two projects on super area. So when you see the price differential, you'll realize for yourself that it doesn't really matter, because the carpet area pricing is so much more higher. Coming to the key data points of Andheri East, it's a slow-moving market, although it's very well established. It's gone a little higher on the affordability side, and today there are hardly any investors who are willing to take bets on the real estate in the real estate market, especially in the residential area. 36 months of inventory overhang here. Weighted average price being 15,000, although you can get projects at cheaper price points over here, and good amount of negotiation today is possible with the developer. 10% is the annualized price appreciation here. So let's look at some of the options for you. Blue Fortuna by Atul Projects India Private Limited at 14,250. This is spread across 1.5 acres, a standalone structure. Project is only 600 meters from Seven Hills Hospital and 1.8 kilometers from the Marol metro station. So connectivity seems to be very good. Developer seems to be very good as well, having delivered more than 10 projects in Mumbai. The amenities here include a swimming pool, clubhouse, a fitness area. Then we have Ranwal Edina by Ranwal Group, trading between 13,500 on the super area. This is a project spread across 40,000 square feet, standalone building again. Developers delivered quite a few projects in Mumbai, and they're offering you not too many amenities, superficial amenities. I would call them just landscape garden, a small fitness center. Project is 500 meters from the Sakinaka metro station, which is a big positive in terms of connectivity. Lastly, as I mentioned, one project on carpet area, Gundecha Asta by Gundecha developers, 19,800 rupees on carpet area. So if you add 40% to 13,000, you'll roughly get to a 19,000 number, which is the super area pricing. Construction is already started and its slab work is in progress. Here the developers offering you a swimming pool and a clubhouse, and this is 1.2 kilometers from Logitech Park and 3 kilometers from the Seven Hills Hospital.
All right, Mr. Mehta, so I think fairly clear that even if the developer is being more transparent and selling you on carpet area, the cost is go up. So irrespective of what you pay for 40% of living space, 40% of living space, or 60% of living space and 40% of air?
40%
of living space and 60% of air. Come on,
If you want to feel good about it, it's 20-25% to 30% you're still getting effective super area. 10% is clearly air.
10% is clearly air, 25 to 35% is actually public, common areas, and you do need common areas. You can't be stepping out of your building.
That includes 9% of the walls as well.
Or 9% of the walls as well. So that's the way it is. But yes, as a consumer or a buyer, if you know the living space that you're going to get, the carpet area plus the wall, that's your home and living space, you just feel better and you know exactly what you're paying for. And that's the reason why the new regulator bill is pushing for all developers to put their pricing on carpet area. All right, Agnello DeCosta writes in to us. That's the next question we're going to be taking. He says, please tell me more about the Radius DB Realty project in MIG Bandra East, 3 BHK. I'm getting it at 26,300 rupees per square foot. Now, it's an early stage project, Samir, by and DB Realty is one of the developers. Are you comfortable with it?
Well,
it's a JV, but you know, majority is owned by DB Realty.
Yeah, see, the thing is that DB Realty came into a very bad light because of the 2G scam. I think pretty much...
have they sorted out their home and their business?
One can't say that with respect to what is going to happen in terms of the judgment that comes out of the case and will the promoters go behind bars or not. The good part about DB Realty was that it was institutionally funded. B, that they had probably one of the best land parcels that developers could own in the Mumbai region.
Right.
I'm not talking about Navi Mumbai and Thane here.
But this is a Bandra project,
Mumbai.
so
yes, exactly.
Very
so
well
they have the luxury of owning some of the most strategic land parcels. Thank God this is a joint venture with Radius developers, so that risk is getting mitigated here, and the price point is not that cheap. So we've got other options for you. So the price point is 26,900 according to us, 26,300 as per you. But if you look at the weighted average price of the market of the luxury segment is 27,500. So you're paying market price as well on the weighted average price segment. So you can also look at other options if it's worrying you. But having said that, we approve of the project because all the leading financial institutions are also funding this now. It's a joint venture, as we mentioned. It's a redevelopment project across 5.5 acres with 29 stories each. has good connectivity through Western Express Highway. BKC route is only 800 meters away, and the Bandra-Worli Sea Link is also only 800 meters. So very strategic, fantastic connectivity. And of course, developers throwing in all the possible amenities, which include a gym, clubhouse, indoor-outdoor games, kids pool, and a barbecue deck as well. Let's just look at some key data points of these micro markets before we come to giving you some more recommendations. Market really slow in the luxury segment for Mumbai. 37 months of inventory overhang. It's crept up all the way till there. As I mentioned, weighted average price is 27,500, and the price appreciation is roughly about 8 to 9% on an annualized basis. There are two more recommendations from our side, even cheaper. I would say Kanakia Paris by Kanakia, very safe developer, a pure developer out of Mumbai. Trading this project trading at 23,500. It's a theme-based residential project with 7 blocks of 20 stories each. This is also in initial stages of construction, but offering you a load of amenities, including a designer clubhouse, a celebrity gym, swimming pool, concierge services, even conference rooms. So it looks like a fully branded clubhouse that they tried to build here. Location also very good, 1.2 kilometers from the Western Express Highway. Bandra railway station is about 1.5 kilometers and BKC road is about 2.5 kilometers. Lastly, we have Seasons by Rustomji, again established developer out of Mumbai. This is a little higher priced project at 29,500, spread across 4 acres with 5 towers. So density is a little lower because it's only 21 stories. That's the big USP. It's offering you luxury amenities like a clubhouse, indoor-outdoor games, and a swimming pool as well. So any of these 3 projects you could go ahead with.
All right, so the project that you've shortlisted gets a go ahead, except that it seems to be slightly on the higher side. So there are 2 more options for you to choose from. Meanwhile, Bandra-Kurla complex of BKC right next to Bandra has firmly established itself as one of the top office markets in the country, with MNCs and India Inc. vying to move into the area. Well, residential development has also followed suit, with the government raising FSI and opening up land for development. Developers, though, and experts feel that more needs to be done to truly realize BKC's residential potential, and are actually saying that MMRDA has been slow in its pace of development. It's also losing out to Lower Parel when it comes to smart cities. So that's another big battle BKC will have to fight. Nikhil Narayan Sivdas has the story.
If you are a business honcho, HNI or executive looking to buy a home in Mumbai, chances are that BKC or the Bandra-Kurla complex is your location of choice. Long known as an office space hub, BKC has steadily been growing into a premium and luxury residential market.
The plan has remained to give it a CBD push and then slowly release. So now as we speak, there are a couple of projects which are coming up for residential in BKC. And then going forward, releasing a couple of more, they will, I'm sure, try to balance out this whole look and feel of this business district, which is currently, by the evening, it gets completely deserted because it's an office location.
In order to ensure that balance is maintained, the MMRDA has hiked the FSI of residential projects in G block of BKC from 3 to 4. The agency is also in the process of auctioning off nearly 20,000 square meters of land in G block for residential development. While you would be expecting interest to be high as a result of these moves, many developers, including the Vadva Group, which intends to participate in the auction, are critical of the MMRDA's approach towards developing BKC.
If your question is MMRDA doing a fantastic job in getting the maximum value for their land? The answer is yes. Is MMRDA doing everything right to make this a residential hub? The answer is no. And MMRDA is coming out with one tender, which is of some 20,000 meter plot. There are not too many people who can afford to take a 20,000 meter plot. They need to come up with 4 plots of 5,000 meters. That is something which MMRDA should do. Having one plot of 20,000 meter is kind of restricting a lot of quality developers coming in. I mean, obviously, people would prefer 4 developers, so there's 4 sets of products which get created.
That's not all. Developers claim that the hike in FSI will also be wasted, as most of the BKC micro market lies near the airport, leaving it vulnerable to height restrictions.
The bigger issue in BKC is not of FSI, it is of consumption. You can consume this FSI only by going tall, and since BKC comes in that the airport funnel, I think something the government needs to do to ensure that developers do manage to get a better height in terms of going taller so that they are able to consume the FSI.
Experts say the agency is already facing competition from projects coming up in the BKC's periphery in areas like Kalanagar and MIG.
If MMRDA is putting up its projects and bringing it into the domain for auctioning for residential purposes, such projects will have a fierce fight from these projects which are coming up outside of BKC.
While competition rises, this does not mean that BKC's importance as a residential and commercial hub will dip anytime soon. But for the sake of rapid and efficient development, builders and experts are asking the MMRDA to consider BKC's development first before figuring out ways to maximize the revenues from its land here. From Mumbai, Nikhil Narayan Shivdas, NDTV.
All right, those are the top stories from Mumbai. But on a different note, the property show is on the lookout to acknowledge the best performers of Indian real estate at our annual NDTV Property Awards 2015 that will be presented by Parryware and powered by Johnson Tiles. Nominations are now open. Real estate companies can nominate themselves by logging on to ndtv.com/propertyawards or send us an email at propertyawards@ndtv.com. We promise you that this will, of course, recognize not just excellence, but also be one of the best events or evenings of the year. Time now for a short commercial break. On the other side, on the West Edition, the best micro markets in Thane to buy budget flats in, and the top 2 mid to luxury property destinations of Pune. Those of you who are also on the lookout for new projects today, we track Lodha Luxuria near Majhiwada flyover in Thane. Check out the details, and if you like those, go check out the location.